In a significant blow to international drug trafficking networks, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency said it has arrested a 58-year-old alleged fugitive drug lord, Uzoma Valentine, who it said had been on its wanted list and that of the British authorities for over 15 years. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, the first two flights bringing home Israelis stranded abroad by the Middle East war landed in Tel Aviv on Thursday after the airspace was closed at the US and Israel launched strikes on Iran. The repatriation flights landed at Ben Gurion Airport, which for now remains closed for commercial traffic. A first flight operated by the Israeli national carrier El Al arrived from Athens and a second operated by Israel Air arrived from Rome. The Transport Ministry announced each carried 170 passengers. Transport Minister Miri Regev had said earlier in the week that Israel's airspace would gradually reopen overnight between Wednesday and Thursday. At number 9, a total of 128 boxers, including 4 diaspora athletes, are locked in fierce competition at the Bright Iron Notes Boxing Complex, National Stadium, Surulere, as the Nigeria Boxing Federation's open trials to select 10 representatives for the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, reached their decisive stages. The trials, which drew 101 men and 27 women, have produced spirited performances across the weight categories since preliminary bouts opened on Tuesday, with quarterfinals held on Wednesday and semi-finals scheduled for Thursday, following medical tests and weigh-ins. At number 8, Vice President Kashim Shettima has criticized the African Democratic Congress over irregularities in its digital membership registration exercise, marking the opposition party after it earlier pushed for electronic transmission of election results. Shettima made the remarks on Wednesday during an interfaith breaking of fast attended by federal ministers and hosted by President Bola Tinubu. At the event, the vice president alleged that the ADC's online membership registration portal had been overwhelmed by fictitious entries shortly after it was opened. At number 7, the national chairman of the New Nigeria People's Party, Ahmed Ajuji, says the party has written to the United States Congress to defend its 2023 presidential candidate, Rabiu Kwankwaso, following allegations linking him to terrorism. Ajuji disclosed this during an interview on Arise Television on Thursday, stating that the party moved swiftly to counter what it described as politically motivated accusations. The NNPP chair said Kwankwaso, a former governor of Kano State, was unfairly singled out. At number 6, gunmen have attacked a police border checkpoint along the Bakin Ruwa Maje Road in Kebbi State, killing 2 officers on duty. The attack occurred in Bagudu local government area, where the assailants reportedly stormed the checkpoint in large numbers and opened fire indiscriminately. Eyewitnesses said the gunmen overpowered the officers at the checkpoint before setting the tent used by the policemen ablaze. The police public relations officer in the state, Bashir Usman, told Channels Television that 2 officers were killed during the attack. At number 5, trial has commenced in the murder case against Benjamin Best, also known as Killaboi, who is charged with killing his girlfriend, Augusta, at the Lagos High Court sitting in Ogboshere, Lagos Island. The first prosecution witness and uncle to the late Augusta, Mr. Reginald Okonye, took the witness stand to narrate how the family discovered her body at the boyfriend's house in the Ajah area of Lagos State. At number 4, the Federal Executive Council has approved the implementation of a GIS-enabled alphanumeric digital postcode system for Nigeria. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, who disclosed this on Wednesday, said it was part of the government's continued delivery on the target and priorities set out in the strategic blueprint at the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. Bosun said that President Bola Tinubu gave the approval at the Federal Executive Council. At number 3, the Kano State House of Assembly has initiated impeachment proceedings against the Deputy Governor of the state, Aminu Abdul Salam Wazo, over allegations of gross misconduct, abuse of office, and breach of public trust. The impeachment notice was presented during plenary by the majority leader of the House, Lawan Hussaini Dala, who said the action was taken in line with Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Dala told lawmakers that the allegations relate to Abdul Salam's tenure as Commissioner for Local Governments between 2023 and 2024, as well as his current position as Deputy Governor. At number 2, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja has discharged and acquitted Abba Kyari, a suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, of a 23-count charge bordering on the alleged non-declaration of assets filed against him by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Kyari was charged alongside his two brothers, who were accused of swearing to false affidavits in an alleged attempt to conceal the origin of some properties. In his judgment, Justice Omotosho held that the NDLEA failed to provide sufficient evidence to prove the allegations against the defendants, particularly regarding the alleged non-declaration of landed properties. At number 1, in a significant blow to international drug trafficking networks, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency said it has arrested a 58-year-old alleged fugitive drug lord, Uzoma Valentine, who it said had been on its wanted list and that of the British authorities for over 15 years. According to the statement, his arrest ended a long-standing cat-and-mouse game with the law following his alleged long history of drug-related crimes across Nigeria and the United Kingdom, which highlight a persistent involvement in the global narcotics trade. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.